If someone says, "Oh, it's not that bad," you know that they're coping immediately. Yo, what's up? Thanks for tuning in today. So, I'm going to follow up a video I made last week titled 6 Types of WoW Doomers with the one today, 5 Types of WoW Copers. So, of course, this is all in good fun. Don't think I'm trying to hurt anyone's feelings. And if you know anyone who fits into this category, please don't harass them. It's all in good fun. It's all just to have a good, lighthearted situation out of something that's been serious for a really long time. I even made fun of myself in the last one. So, yeah, please just be nice to everyone. And we're just here to have a good time. So, with that, let's go ahead and get into the 5 types of WoW Copers. So, number one, we have the Zealot Coper. This is the person who Blizzard can do no wrong. Blizzard to them is like it's a way of life. WoW is their religion. Bobby Kotick is their god. He's their deity. They put him on a pedestal. They just love the guy. They love everything he does for the game. They think that the game, everything that the developers do in the game, perfect. They don't need to change anything about it. These are the types of people who would have fun watching paint dry, just sitting down in their basement staring up at the ceiling after they just put a little brush up there like that. Like, these people have zero ability to criticize something if they like it. In fact, if you criticize it yourself, it's like an attack on their person. They will go to bat for anybody on the WoW team. It doesn't matter what they did, it doesn't matter how screwed up they made the game, doesn't matter what monetization they put in the game. These people are going to defend them to their last breath. They will die on this hill. They don't even play other games because to them, that's sacrilegious. That is heresy in their eyes. You only play World of Warcraft. You live, breathe, eat, sleep World of Warcraft. They have 15 different accounts. All of them, they play 17 hours a day on both resale and classic at the same time. They multi-box all of them, and then they're doing every single raid every single week, all the way from classic onward. They're grinding all the mounts, they're grinding all the reps, and to them, this is just how they live their life. World of Warcraft is their real life. When they're not in World of Warcraft, that's the game. It is one of the most extreme forms of cope that you can even have. It's like overdosing on copium to the next absolute level. Like they've ascended. They're so high that if they went into a fucking doctor's office to get treated, they wouldn't even be able to fix them. They'd have to put them on life support and dialysis immediately. So that's the number one type of WoW Coper coming in here. That's how it is. So if you're one of these people, come on, see the light. There's other games out there that are fun. There's other things you can do. You don't have to just worship the ground that these people walk on. You don't have to continually apologizing. It must be stressful to be on Twitter all day and night, breaking your thumbs, trying to make sense, doing the mental gymnastics to apologize for these WoW developers and executives and designers for some of the bad decisions they make. It's okay to criticize something you love. In fact, it's probably the healthiest thing you can do, because how else is it going to get better unless you criticize it? Now, going into number two, we have the sunken cost Coper. Now, these people, completely understandable. We've all been there where you've spent too much time and too much money into something and you're like, damn, I can't give it up. I've spent 300 days of playtime in this game. I can't give it up. It's too hard. Like I feel like I have so much invested in this game and I haven't got everything I need out of it yet. So, and I'm going to keep doing that until I feel like that's been met, which I understand. Even though you're able to these people are actually able to criticize Blizzard and the development team for things that they do wrong, but they're still going to play through and slog through every single bad patch, every .0 patch that needs a .5 to fix it. They're going to slog through it until they've done every bit of content they feel that they need to get their values worth. But then that just compounds the issue, because then they spend more time in the game, and then when more issues come out, they think that they still need to, compensate for that time that they've already spent in the game before. So then they keep spending more and more time. It's a dangerous cycle, and these people probably need intervention. It's very akin to someone that's addicted to drugs. They're kind of like, they're not just addicted to the game. It's like they feel like they're wasting their time by not playing the game. It's a rough situation to be in. We need to be welcoming and understanding to these people. We need to show them that it's sometimes you got to cut your losses. You put too much into the stock. It's time to pull it out before you're at rock bottom. You got to pull it out. It's too late. So these people, yeah, it's understandable if you spent a lot of time and money in the game to feel like I can't quit now. I need to get my money's worth, basically, especially when they're charging you monthly and then they're charging you a box price, and maybe you paid for some transfers, or you paid for a mount, or whatever you paid for. You know, you feel like you have to get it out of it, and then it's really hard to see if you are playing like TBCC, then it's hard to see like a lot of people leaving the game because the content's just kind of drying up, and you're feeling like, man, I didn't even get to finish all the raids. My guild's kind of dying. It's really rough situation to be in. I feel bad for these people, but you got to learn to cut your losses when you can. Now we have the it's not that bad Coper. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. These are the most annoying types of people to deal with. I can't stand these people. Whenever you're like, oh my god, I can't believe Blizzard actually did this with the Sanctum of Domination sockets. Now I have to remake my legendary. That absolutely sucks. I hate that. Blizzard, can you fix it? These people are like, come on, it's not that bad. Don't worry about it. It's just a few Torghast runs. It's like, oh, but I have like 10 ults I have to run. They're like, oh, it doesn't matter, dude. Just run it. It's just once a week. Who cares? It's not that big of a deal. It's like, come on, dude. It's like it's a design issue. They don't understand, like, or they maybe they do understand. They just think you're being a crybaby. I don't really know. They feel like it's not that bad. No matter what Blizzard does, it's not that bad. Oh, it's worse at this company. It's worse at this company. The whataboutism is rampant in this category. They'll sit back, they'll hear about the Blizzard lawsuit, and they'll be like, I've seen worse. I've seen worse. It doesn't matter. Now, I'm not saying that you have to like, you know, rage out and quit the game over the lawsuit, but you can recognize that it's a problem, and you don't have to be like, oh, it's worse other places. Okay. It's okay to just like find the faults where they are and not have to apologize and not have to cover those up. So these are the ones that I think that I deal with the most. And I feel like most people probably deal with these people the most. And if you're ever on Twitter, or if you go on Reddit or whatever, like even in the game, like these people will always be saying, oh, it's not that bad. These people are crybabies. You know, the maw grind isn't that bad. Who cares? Or whatever. It's always not that bad. That's pretty much, if someone says, oh, it's not that bad, you know that they're coping immediately. And like there's very few situations where someone can utter the phrase not that bad and not be coping really hard. So, and again, if you are one of these people, if someone finds a problem with something, doing whataboutism or saying it's not that bad, it doesn't help. Like, you're not helping. Either address the issue like head on and be like, oh, well, it is this much time investment. I can understand how that's not enough for you, and I wish that there was a system to circumvent that. If you like grinding Torghast for your 5th legendary because they keep changing how the stat priority works, or they keep tweaking them slightly, then go ahead, run Torghast 50 times. I don't want to do that. So the reason that these are the most annoying is just because they're the most prevalent. That's why. They're just everywhere, all over the place. It's like they're like bunnies, man. They just breed out of nowhere. You'll find them in communities. They'll be on the RuneScape forums saying like, oh, well, at least WoW's not this bad, or whatever, dude. Like, yeah, if you're one of these people, just relax. Just relax. Now, we have a similar thing, but not quite the same, and it's all companies are the same, Coper. So these people feel like they've put their stake in World of Warcraft. They could have put their stake in Final Fantasy. They could have put their stake in any other game. It doesn't matter, but they put it in World of Warcraft, and that's where they've spent their time. And all the companies are the same. The games are the same. It's all the same. If you go over to Final Fantasy 14, the game is the same game. If you go over to Elion Online, the game is the same. Bless Online, the game is the same. The companies are the same. They all operate exactly the same. It's never any different. Even if you go up to them and you're like, hey, well, what about old school RuneScape? I think WoW should do something like that. And they're like, nope, they're gonna do the same. It's the same thing. They have all their own problems that are the same as Blizzard's. It's like, well, they actually don't, because, you know, they allow people to vote. They have a lot of, you know, engagement from the community, a lot of positive feedback. No, it's the same. They never fix anything. Their devs don't listen anyway. Like, it's like the same thing, right? They'll just say this. They'll say this over and over and over. Oh, it's the same thing as this company. Or it's usually within the genre. So usually they'll say it's the same within MMOs. But either way, it could be anything. They'll just say that it doesn't matter what game they play, because the outcome for them and the outcome for anyone really will be the same. Even when you show them proof that that's not true, they don't care. They don't want to listen. It's not something they're interested in. They feel that it's almost like a nihilistic view of the world, right? They're like, It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one. This is the one I'm in, is the one I'm in, whatever. They're kind of like label acceptance in that way, you know? It's like, it is what it is. I don't care. And they're just sitting there, I don't know, fishing out in Revendreth or whatever the fuck they're doing. I don't know, but these people will just say that it doesn't matter where they go. It's always the same. No one ever cares. The companies don't care. They just want money, which is kind of true. They do just want money, but the developers aren't always the same. But I digress. These people, go try a different game. You'll see it's not the same. Just chill out. And then we have probably the worst, saddest kind of Coper. And we see this in every game, so it's not unique to World of Warcraft, but it is the emotionally invested Coper. These people they've made friendships through the game. They you know, went through puberty with the game. They went through extreme life changes during the game. The game has been a steady constant in their life over all of the changes that they've seen throughout the whole thing. So they feel like they've too much emotionally connected to the game and emotionally invested in the game to ever give it up. You know, their best friends they met in the game, their wife they met in the game, their dog they met in the game, like whatever. You know, they will never give up the game because of what it meant to them at one time and nostalgic value and how it's been a constant in their life. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. If you love the game, then by all means, keep loving the game. But you got to understand that sometimes you have emotional connections that are unhealthy. They're like toxic relationships. And
I'm so sick of this fucking company. They're trash! Fix the game! It sucks playing the shit! And I'm fucking addicted! So I can't quit! I'm so sick of this shit!
The way that the community has been treated for a while, it feels a little bit toxic to me. So sometimes it's best to just step away, try something else for a while. Don't worry too much about how much time and like all that emotionality that you've put into the game. The game will always be there. You can always come back. Just sit back and think about, am I being in a relationship with this game that's healthy? And 99% of the time it's probably no. You're probably not in a healthy relationship with this game. You probably need to take a step back, learn to kind of live without the game. Don't use it as such an emotional crutch, and just try either new games, don't game at all for a while, you know, improve yourself, do whatever you have to. Go see a therapist, that helps. You don't need to rely on a video game for your emotional support. I know that it's been there for you, but just relax. So that's it. That's the 5 types of WoW Copers. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below if I missed any types of Copers or whichever one was your favorite. That would be a really interesting conversation to have. And of course, I don't mean for this to offend anybody, and I don't mean for anybody to be harassed because of this. So please be mindful of other people and don't use this as a way to kind of bully people, you know? And I'm not trying to be toxic here. I mean, sometimes maybe I am trying to be toxic, but not in this case. In this case, I'm just really trying to make light of a situation. So that's all for the video. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Peace.